Hello folks, I am under no time pressures whatsoever, but I will not tarry from doing today's CSS Daily Target as efficiently as possible. Oh. Hey, what do we got? I think it's how many elements is this? Like we could do a bunch of elements, like we do, let's see. Oh, so what do we got here? You know, it's dot dash dot dash dot dash dot dash. I guess that would be Morse code maybe, but it's all in, you know, colors. I found myself wanting to do one element for each shape. That's not very efficient, no, but it is certainly a way to do it. So if I do plot, so that's how many elements? 8 elements. And the B ones are a little longer than the other. So if I give each a height and width, border, so okay, let's do all the pieces. Background, and just for giggles, we'll do display grid. Is it efficient? No. In terms of the syntax, it's pretty heavy, right? I do grid, template, columns. Well, I'll start with the most basic. 1FR, 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 1FR. Okay? And so that's four, literally 4. We're going to need a gap of some number. Now, I haven't put any values on any of this, and I don't have widths or heights on things either. But let's say the base thing has a background of this color, and then we got a width. We don't have any height or content in any of these, so we need to give widths to things. 30, height, 30. Okay, and then the second ones are a little wider. Let's call them 50. And they have a different background. All right, so this is all stuff you could do. There's nothing stopping you from doing exactly this. Margins may end up being an issue. I mean, they're absolutely an issue. All right, so let's put some margins on this body. Margin 40-40. We'll do 40-40 to start, because I know we need to set a top margin. So let's move things down. We're going to push things down with the top, and then this is the way the syntax is. This is the top and the bottom margin, but that doesn't matter for us. 5, 7, 8, 81, 82, 83, 84, 84. It's kind of an entertaining margin. How about 30? And that's good. Are these 40 wide? 40 wide, and that's probably 40. And now we've got that, right? Again, by controlling this body, we're setting. So let's set a different gap, or is that gap correct? Probably it's stretching, right? If I do, so things are kind of stretching across right now, but what if I do justify content start, which has no effect because I guess that's up and down. So it's the line items is what I'm thinking of. Line items start. Oh, that has no effect either, because that's 20, 10. Oh, things are stretchy. Things are stretchy. Justify content. How about center? Center and center. Oh, you're catching me out. I'm coding on the fly and forgetting exactly why things look exactly the way they do. All right, so let's make the width wider of the second element. 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. And they match fine. And we are getting a stretchiness there that is unpleasant. And those margins are kind of a mess. So we got margins that are being impacted. So if I do margin 0, what happens? Everything breaks. Everything breaks because paragraph. But things are aligning a little better, but they definitely are not doing exactly what I want. So now that I've zeroed out the margins of the paragraph element, I don't get the weird spacing that we saw. This is a solution to this particular ask. So I guess we need a border radius. Border radius, well, if it's 40, then it's probably 20 pixels. All right. And that's just one solution. So submit. This is probably 100%. But again, not particularly efficient. Oh, and it's actually showing me that it's 83% match. So that's no good at all. That means in Chrome, this is totally different. It is not rendering correctly in Chrome at all. Like it's just way off. So that makes it an inappropriate solution, right? How about now? I find myself curious to see it in Chrome right now. I never do this. Yeah, I don't ever do this. Yeah, no, I'm not going to pull it up in Chrome because it's just not working, right? So let's do, instead of grid template columns, that, and then this is the default. We'll do display flex. And now flex, the flex context is, well, we're going to stretch everything in a line unless I do flex wrap. And then we get that display. And again, things are filling in ways that make sense to flex, but not to me. And if I do, so that margins, does that do it? Yeah, so let's submit that. I wonder if this is happier in Chrome. Again, I'm in Safari, so I'm seeing what Safari sees. So this is the specificity. There's a 100% match. So grids, whatever I had going on in grid, it does not behave the same way in Safari. So why would you do it that way? Well, that's a good question. You don't have to do it that way. All right, let's nuke all of that. And instead of doing display flex, we say, no, we don't want that. And we day wrap, no, we don't need that. And do we need the margins? We probably want the margins. And if we set the 0 margin, so the second one, we would set a margin. We say margin minus 10, 0, 0, 0. Let's say, so 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 55. And then this 100 is no good. How about 50? 50, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60. And then this is minus 54, 55, 56. Okay, so now we have 2 of those. And then let's do box shadow. 100 pixels, 0. 120, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. Because these are evenly spaced, 0, 60. And then that was a guess. 180 pixels, 60 pixels. And then I get those for free. Now it's using the default color. So if I set a variable here, or actually if I just set color, and then set color here, then I get it. Let's submit that. Now I got a lot of inefficiencies here. Yeah. All right, so it's not particularly, it's not too different. Now I've got widths and heights here that I maybe don't need. So if let's see, I'm gonna nuke these margins because I don't care about it. And I don't want to set widths. And that's an interesting effect, right? And I don't want to set width here either. All right, so what do I need to do to twist and turn the, so I need to set a margin here. 100, 0, 0, 0. So what, 200, 0, 50. All right, so we got this smeary, crazy look, and I'm gonna say, because this is confusing, I'm gonna say display none for the long ones. All right, so now I gotta push, I'm gonna use margins to push and pull, push on these guys. 3, 4, 5, 6, 300. And then this final one is like 30, 20, 21, 22, 310, 20, 22. All right, now that's working. And we turn that into variable var m. And then this guy, he's fine. M, we're gonna set 0, 0, 0, zeros. So that's, this one has to be positive 10. No, wrong. What do we got? That is not working. Oh, because I've got this here. Ha ha ha, hilarious. So that's where it is by default. And actually, can we steal these numbers? 60. We'll just put these numbers in. Minus 56. Okay, now we have exactly that. And now I can alter these numbers. So this one is like 200. It's kind of working. How about 40? So by by twisting, turning, 30, 40, 10, 198, 190, no, 200, 202. Okay, and then this number needs to be a little bigger, 70, 80, 82. And that's another way to do that. And then I could do, color is this, and then I will set these to be var, plump, plump, and now the difference is the color. And that's even more efficient. So I'm sort of twisting and turning the existing solution. Now the only real difference is the margins, which set the width and width and position effectively, and I don't need flex, I don't need grid for this purpose. But if you had real content and real websites, you are going to put more stuff in. You're going to add a headline, you're going to add a new thing like, hey, here's a feature thing, or hey, I want you to go buy this, or hey, I want you to sign up for this, or like, hey, check out my latest blog post. So you need to be able to accommodate that stuff. With this, we know exactly what we want, and it's never going to change because that is our output. But this is nice and efficient. I'm gonna, let's say, so we minify, and we have what, 180 pixels I think is a unit that will reduce down. So unit replace and submit, and that'll be our final answer. That's a fun one. That's a fun one. And how would you do this? If you're going to do this as a background, you could do this on a background on the body. Oh, now I'm asking for trouble. Okay, if I did, I put this background color as the background, and I did a radial gradient of this color circle. And I think we know it's what, 20 pixels? 20 pixels, 0. And if I put that, let's see, how do we do that? We do 0, 0, and then give it a width, 50%. I can get 2. Okay. 50, 60, 50. What if I move, so I don't need that. Oh no, I do need that. 20 pixels, so I move it up 20, 30, and then move it down minus 10 pixels, 20, 30, 40, 50. All right, and then adjust this 55. There we go, and then move backwards. No, 50, 40. There it is. All right, so if I do that as a variable, so we say that's the C for circle, or D for dot. I was gonna say do a dot for dash, but we'll just call it A. That's the A one. And we say var A is that one. And yeah, I do see this little thing poking out. That sucks. But what are you gonna do? Then we move this vertically to minus 30, and that's probably it. Great. All right. So then how do we do the rest of it? Well, how about the same gradient but we do it as red, the dark red. And right now, and we call it B, and we say, okay, dash dash B, var and we get that going on a repeat. How do we do that? Oh, well, it's going to be similar. Let's do 0, 0, 180 pixels. Okay. Is this goofy? Yes, it is goofy. And is that they are evenly distanced? How about minus? Okay. You do the same thing again, so you can kind of see the pattern. This is not efficient. And then we do the same thing again. 120, 100, 70, 80, and 80. That's kind of a thing. And I got to cover my tracks, right? Like, there's something not working there because I've got this middle bit that I've got going on. But I mean, this is how you would build up, or this is how I'm absolutely building up this illustration. And is there a repeat? So if I repeat, the next one would be like here. So I can't. I do have to break it up that way. And there'd be more efficient ways to do it, but you know, what are we gonna do? Let's see. The other aspect of this. So if I was really gonna, no, we're just stick with it. That's fine. I hear, I can. My internal criticism says, oh, there's better ways to do this. How about conic? How about a conic gradient? Yeah, conic gradient of. So I need just a little rectangle, right? So transparent, 75%, and then just a little nub of color. And I'm going to put that in var dash dash D, I'm calling it. And if I do the at, it's going to be like at 80 pixels, 40 pixels. So I just need that little guy. And I can put him 100 pixels down, 100 pixels. All right, that's kind of right. 70, 60, and then move him over. There it is. And then if I let's see, if I have that repeat, I'm just asking for trouble now. 180 pixels. Yeah, that worked. And then if I give it a height, 100 pixels, 80 pixels, 50, 60. All right. So now I've got that going for me. And actually, I don't need a variable because I'm only using it the one time. But I've also got to cover my tracks now, right? Because I've created this inefficiency because I got stuff that's showing up that I really just don't want. And to me, so I could do what? I could do box shadow, inset 10 pixels, 10 pixels. Oh, that's not working. No, there it is. No, it is working. I just couldn't see it. 30, and then down. Well, I need a color, right? I need a color. And then 100. And if I do another one of those with the minus values, minus and minus. Okay, so that's a bunch of gradients and a box shadow. And that's, you know, not efficient, as I said. But it also means if I've got that anyway, maybe I don't need all these guys, right? Like I can just let it, so if I subvert this, there's my blank. So now I'm kind of free, right? I am free now to do whatever I need to do. So I only need one of these probably. All right, so I'll nuke that, and then nuke, and then give it a height. There it is. So I only need one A now. Do the same thing and do 60 pixels. There it is. That's a little more efficient. And then how about this? Probably the same deal. Yeah, because they're all incredibly similar. Which, oh, and actually what? I could probably, no, maybe not. If I set a width here, that's a little wider, 70, 60. I think I could remove another one of these and have it work because I've got this in front. But so is this a let's test that. I'm gonna comment out everything. This video is too long. I'm sorry. I couldn't resist. Okay, so we did that. So this is how you know, you isolate the code, right? We just do the pinks. I know I want the pinks. But there's the reds, and I can actually, if I do the same values, minus 40 pixels, and then change this width, 60, does that works quite right along. So now I know that if I have this in the background, so this is a nice exercise. And then I do the conic gradient. I'm going to undo this comment. And again, I've got a trailing comment here that breaks all the CSS. Because I've got that there, I cannot do that. And I also am missing a comma. So there we go. So that's kind of efficient. And I guess I don't need that box. Oh no, I do need the box shadow. The box shadow is doing that work. It also means that I'm only using this once, so I don't need the variable. Plop and plop, like so. nuke those. And I don't need then this backup color. I can just use this color. Let's see. And what if I don't like that, the box shadow inset? I can do, what can I do? Well, kind of grade is definitely how I, so let's see, we get the pink, 75% around, and then transparent to show through. And then nuke the box shadow. Won't nuke it. And then I gotta move this over. And then, so I don't go crazy, I'll make that black and then say, okay, move it 20 pixels. And then I need it at, it needs to be wider, at 50%. Let's see, so at 80% and 33%. There's my little box. And move it over, and that works, and then down. That's kind of right. And it's what, 90% wide? Okay. That kind of works. Oh, and I don't want black. Ha ha ha. I want pink. So is that pixel for pixel? Okay, no, not quite. So it needs to be a little taller. 24. Yeah. And those percentages are going to reduce in terms of code, because percentage is a demarcator that doesn't require white space after it to make it work. So that's 100% match. And that is, yeah, that'll work. Let's minify and you replace and submit that. I think so. That is all backgrounds, 1, 2, 3, 4 gradients to create that same shape. So 8 elements or 4 gradients, all valid. The best score is what? Is this guy? What's this guy? This is the 2 elements and box shadow. So box shadows wins for this round. Long video. Didn't intend to go so long, but there's just so many different ways to do these things, right? So we talked about grid, we talked about flex box, they say, but it's display flex. We talked about gradients, we talked about CSS variables, we talked about box shadows, we talked about inset box shadows, we talked about all the things. Pretty fun. Hope you have a good day out there. Again, no time pressures for me today. No beats today, but it's been a good day. Hope you're having a good day out there. Be good to yourself, good to each other. Go make a webpage. Get out. Bye.